Hello, this is Caralee Case with CaraleeCasePhotography.com, here to show you a quick little tutorial on how to use the mini album templates. You can see here that I have the Blake album template opened up into Photoshop. For this tutorial today, I am using Photoshop CS5, but these templates do work in most versions of Photoshop Elements as well. Now, these gray shaded areas here are the shapes or places designated for your photographs. So all you have to do to begin placing your images inside the album is click on the photo shape layer you want to use. And you can see here in the layers palette that it's highlighted and it says photo number 1. Now click one layer below that so that when you drag on your photograph, the photo is below the photo shape layer. You can see here that I've set that photo shape layer to 50% opacity so that as I'm moving my photo around underneath it, I can see through it and see exactly what's happening. I position it just the way that I want it and double click to commit the position. Now grab that photo layer and drag it above the photo shape layer. And what we're going to do is create a clipping mask. All you have to do is go into the menu and select Layer, Clipping Mask, and then Layer, Merge Down, and change the opacity of your photograph to 100%. There you go, that's it. It's quick and easy. You just have to remember that these photo shape layers by default are set to 50% opacity so that as you're playing around with your photograph behind them, they are see-through. Now, when I place photo number 2, I'll show you the shortcuts that I like to use. So grab my second picture and drag it on to the album. I always make sure to hold down the Shift key as I'm resizing my pictures, or click this little icon up here in the menu. It'll maintain the proportions in your image so things don't get stretched and look kind of silly. Zoomed in there to make sure I didn't crop off any fingers. Drag the photo above the photo shape layer. And the shortcuts to do this in CS5 to create the clipping mask, it's Control-Alt-G, and then Control-E merges them down and change the opacity to 100%. Now, I believe the shortcuts in Photoshop Elements are really similar. I think it's just Control-G and then Control-E to merge down, so you get to skip the Alt selection. Now, just for fun, I'll go ahead and finish off this album so you can see it all come together. Drag on my third photo, and of course, hold down the Shift key as I'm resizing. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to give him a little tilt so it looks like he's going up the frame instead of falling out of it. Perfect. Double click to commit the position there. Drag the photo above the photo shape layer and do your shortcuts. Control-Alt-G, Control-E, and change the opacity to 100%. Photo number 4. Drag it on, hold down the Shift key. Now, I really like to place my images inside the album this way so that I can see what's going on behind that photo shape layer and I can decide how I want to crop this. There's a couple of ways I could do this one. I'll zoom in close so you can see. I could just crop it, you know, something like this so that I can see a lot of the blanket and the bokeh back there. Or I could pull it like this so that this photo is really just focusing in on the details of his eyes, nose, lips, and back wrinkles. I think I want to crop it that way. So then I'll drag it above the photo shape layer and do the shortcuts, Control-Alt-G, Control-E, 100% opacity. There we go, I'm almost done. Select photo number 5, photo shape layer number 5, drag on my photo, hold down Shift as I resize, or click the icon up here in the menu. Place him in there just perfect. Might rotate him just a little bit so that line there is perfectly horizontal. Double click to commit the position. Drag it above the photo layer. Control-Alt-G, Control-E, change it to 100% opacity. There you go. This album is ready to be saved as a JPEG and uploaded to the printer. I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial. Don't forget to check out the other tutorial where I will show you how to change the colors of this album to create a fun, new, completely different look. Until then, have a great one. Thank you.